This is Partha from Channel Buzz, and we're in conversation with Taj El Khayat, who's the General Manager for Riverbed for the Middle East and North Africa region. Thank you very much for speaking to us, Taj.
Thank you, Partha, for giving me the opportunity.
Taj, if you could just give us a brief introduction of who are Riverbed in the Middle East.
Okay, great. So Riverbed is the leader in WAN optimization technology. We've started our operations in the Middle East back in 2005. The organization, or Riverbed corporate, was incepted in 2002. So shortly after the creation of Riverbed, we started introducing our sales here back in 2005. Our first legal presence in the Middle East began in 2007, where we've established our first offices in the United Arab Emirates. And obviously, as an organization and as a company, we were, for the first, I would say, 8 years of our journey, we were very, very focused on a niche technology, which is addressing IT performance challenges over the WAN, and hence the creation of our Steelhead technology, which is our flagship for WAN optimization. I'm very excited to be part of this company now. We've migrated from a mono product now into a complete platform that addresses the IT performance challenges that our customers face in and day out. And with that, we're able now to create diagnosis tools, both on the network side and on the application side, to be able to understand the IT performance challenges that customers are facing, and at the same time, we now have the right cure for us to address these challenges. So I think very confidently I can say that we're one of the very, very few and the leaders in IT performance platform technologies that are able to not only find what the challenges are, but at the same time propose the right cure for these customers and help them adapt the new trends which require agile networks, flexible networks, and networks that are actually set for the future and not just stuck for today's capabilities and today's use for whatever they're using for their infrastructure. So this is pretty much about Riverbed.
In terms of the offerings that you have, if you could just briefly touch upon, you mentioned WAN optimization is your legacy product, is what you started with. But clearly you've come a long way from there. So what are the other solutions you have to offer the enterprises out there?
I like the way you mentioned solutions, Partha, because this is exactly what we have to offer. And from our perspective, the way we've evolved, we took that product, Steelhead, and we've learned a lot from being part of the customer's network for these many, many years. And we've learned a lot in terms of what challenges are being faced, and we're able to come up with solutions to be able to address these part of challenges. So the way I'd like to summarize Riverbed's new value proposition and the new way of us addressing customer requirements is that we now have migrated from being just the leaders in WAN optimization to being an IT performance platform company. What this does is that we have diagnosis tools, which basically enables us to diagnose the application performance over the network, and it helps us also diagnose the application itself and its transactional base to make sure that there's anything going on with the application performance, we now can address and suggest ways to support the application enhancement over the network as well. So from the diagnosis side, we have network performance management and application performance management. Those two technologies right now, or this suite, is now called Riverbed Performance Management. On the application performance management, just to reiterate one very important point, is that this came through an acquisition of OpNet. So OpNet, which is the leader in application performance management, is now part of Riverbed and is a very significant component of our Riverbed Performance Management. When you look at our network performance management, this is our Cascade product. So with our legacy OpNet and our Cascade, we now have this Riverbed Performance Management. So this is our diagnosis. Now let's talk about the cure. So the cure has 4 key elements in this. Number 1 is application performance acceleration, which is the WAN optimization technology, which is our legacy Steelhead product. Then we have a new technology which is unique to Riverbed called Granite. Granite is our storage delivery solution and our data centralization solution. What it basically does, it enables our customers to push back their data to the data center and project this information to the branch in a virtualized manner, giving the user experience a LAN-like user experience, although they have to use the WAN to access this data. This type of solution for our customers enable them to reduce costs significantly in branch server maintenance, branch server purchase, and more importantly, it enhances the security of their data because they no longer have to have the data in the branch, they have it in a very secured place, which is in the data center. So this Granite solution, unique to Riverbed, is one of those key areas that enables our customers to reduce costs and OpEx, especially around the branch, which reports have shown that the IT spend significance is actually in how they manage the branch and how they actually operate on the branch. And then we have the third Q for us is application delivery controller, which is around application load balancing, server load balancing, and more importantly, traffic management. And today, Riverbed offers a 100% software virtualized application delivery controller. The trend is picking up very, very fast on the virtual application delivery controller, and Riverbed is pioneering in that particular technology. So if you look at the latest reports around virtual application delivery controller, you will find Riverbed is a leader in that as well. If you look at the cloud, so today we have a technology called Whitewater, which is our solution where we offer our valued customers who host over the cloud or leverage the cloud like Office 365 or software as a service or any application as a service, they can now use the cloud as a storage and a backup solution for them. So through Whitewater, we can actually enable organizations to be able to replicate storage over the cloud in a very, very fast manner, but in the same time in a very secure manner as well. So between Riverbed Performance Management, which is our diagnose tool, and the 4 areas of CURE, which is application acceleration and performance, storage delivery, application delivery controller, and storage replication cloud storage solutions, this is pretty much what we call today is our IT performance platform. So we've made a significant strive to move from mono product to this suite of technologies and this platform that today we address for our customers every day.
That's actually quite exhaustive because now, rather than covering only the delivery portion, you're talking about the source and the end product solution as well. So very, very exhaustive. In terms of the solutions that you provide, what is your go-to-market for the region? So how do you get your solutions out there for your enterprise?
Excellent question, Partha. Well, before I begin about that, I just wanted to, reiterate the fact that I've joined about 6 months ago to lead the expansion plans of this organization. So one of the key things for me is to first of all make sure that I build a strong foundation of talent that enables me to work with my partners and my customers to be able to articulate the new IT performance platform into the marketplace. With that, my main objective from a strategic perspective is to, number one, focus on my distribution landscape, which is quite important for me to be able to cater to my channel ecosystem. The second objective and strategy is to create very strong relationships with key technology alliances, such as Microsoft, EMC, VMware. These are the 3 key alliances that we work with, technology alliances, where we can actually complement each other as we address customer IT performance challenges. And then the other area, which is very, very important, which is to work very closely with some of our service provider alliances, such as Orange, BT, and CETA, where we go and we work with them in order for us to address the bigger projects that require IT performance platform solutions so that we can have a more resilient way of them addressing their customer needs. If we're talking about, in CETA's case, we talk about airlines, airlines have branches all over the world, so for them to be able to transfer data in and out, they need to have a very resilient over-the-WAN type of technology. So if I look at these kind of 3 objectives that I have, everything would eventually lead to the ability to drive an exponential growth in my Middle East and North Africa region. So if you look at what is the critical success factor, you've mentioned channel and the way we drive our go-to-market. For me, channel is extremely important, and Riverbed have made a very conscious decision a few years ago is to no longer address the market through direct engagement with customers. They have, obviously, like any company that starts its operations, you realize that sometimes you have to be forefronting some of the deals with customers just to make sure that things do happen. And I believe Riverbed has made a very, very important strive and a very good transformation to now leverage the majority of its business. Over 90% of the business now is driven through channel. So channel is extremely critical for our success. The only difference, though, between us and other channel-driven organizations is that we have a clear strategy of going deeper with fewer partners. And the reason for this is because our technology today, I consider it, quote-unquote, heavy lifting. There's a lot of investment that needs to happen. There's a lot of information that needs to be available at the partner from experience. And it's not only about networking experience, it's about kind of everything that surrounds the network, whether it's applications, storage, networking, security. So we need partners who understand all these different infrastructure components so that when they come in and provide consultancy or provide solutions from Riverbed, they need to make sure that they understand the environment that the solution is going to be a part of in order for them to give the right type of information. So that requires very high-end expertise. So one of the things that we're very adamant about and we protect with dignity and integrity is that we make sure that we structure our go-to-market strategy by going deeper with fewer partners. We're not into mass channel recruitment, so that we don't create a crowded channel ecosystem, and we don't have these partners who are invested heavily in us to basically feel that they've made the wrong investment. Because the last thing I want is people to invest and then shy away because we didn't protect their market. So we're extremely focused in delivering that. The other area about channel is that all our engagement with our customers have to happen through our partners, and we work on a two-tier model. Riverbed sells into a distribution, and distribution sells into the channel, and the channel sells into the end user. Our job is to support this type of channel model. So through our value-added distributors, their job is to support our partners with their customer engagements, and our job is to support our partners, making sure that the agenda of Riverbed is very well positioned on the customer side, and the solution architecture is supported so that the whole ecosystem can work together. Underlying all of that, obviously, is system integrators and software developers or application developers, where with our RESTful APIs, we now have a programmable infrastructure that is available for the developer community, for them to be able to develop applications and solutions that integrate with our platform. I mean, today, being leaders, we have a big responsibility, is to make sure that we are a platform that people can easily adapt to and easily integrate to. So as an obligation, we need to make sure that we work very closely with the developer community to make sure that they are able to build services and solutions on top of our platform so that they can benefit as well as our customers. And this is something we're doing extremely aggressively as well in the marketplace.
Great. In terms of the channel, your go-to-market right now, what are your focus aspects going into the future? So what aspects of the channel are you looking to develop aggressively? You mentioned everything is aggressive, but then there are some things that are probably at the top of the chart right now. So what would those be?
So number one is technology alliances. Riverbed is a component of ensuring that networks and applications running on these networks have no challenges. So what happens is that any infrastructure project, any data center project, any storage project, any DR project, you need to have a Riverbed component in that solution. So what I need to focus on with my team is to ensure that these technology alliances understand the value of Riverbed, understand how we complement their efforts, and be integrated into the solutions that they take on to their customers. So for me, this is going to be extremely important, because at the end of the day, yes, I can sell standalone solutions, but it is absolutely more powerful when you work in partnership and create a best-of-breed solution to your customers, because customers want a cost-effective, high-performance, and a best-of-breed type of solutions. And we strongly believe that we can do that. So that's my number one, I would say, priority. The second one, which is quite important, is to create capabilities and capacity in the marketplace through my channel ecosystem, where customers feel that the support is available locally, they feel that the expertise is available locally, and they feel the assurance that by leveraging Riverbed's technologies, that they will have the absolute best class, world-class service whenever they purchase our technology through our partners. So building capacities and capabilities is something extremely important for me. And this is by enabling our partners to be either support centers, or for them to be authorized consultant partners, or even just having the right level of expertise to be able to do implementations beyond and above what, for example, our distributors do or our professional services do. One thing is very, very important for me is I do not want to compete with my partners. So I'm working extremely hard to make sure that my key partners that I'm working with today in my market, they build up their professional services experience so that they can leverage and make the profit that they need out of these services. So I'm very, very adamant about this, and I'm committed to the channel to make sure that they leverage these services, because it is the profit generation for them, and it's what gets them closer to their customers. These are the two, if I would, from everything I've said, these are the key two things that will take me into the future very strong.
Last question for now. In terms of markets and industries, what would be your focus going into the future?
This is a very open-ended question, because, like I said, Partha, we focus on fixing challenges. So whether it's a government network, oil and gas network, banking and finance network, as long as it has branches and has a requirement for DCDR replication, or has the need of migrating into a cloud environment, you will find us there to support any of these customers. But if you want me to be more specific in terms of where we have seen great success, we have seen great success in the banking industry, in the financial sector. If you look at the majority of our customer references, for example, in Middle East and North Africa, has been on the banking and the financial sector. The other very important segment that we see as well is the retail enterprises, so or retail distribution companies, where you find key organizations that have distributions for FMCG and have different suppliers and have different warehouses and different data centers and big data transactions. You will find us also very successful there as well, because we have significant references in that space as well. And the other area that is quite significant for us is oil and gas. Obviously, the reason for that is because most of the oil rigs that oil and gas operate in have VSAT connections. And whenever there's a VSAT connection, Riverbed is there to serve them, to make sure that through that VSAT connection, they don't have any application performance, and we actually help them navigate through the challenges of actually being remote and being very remote and using VSAT type of infrastructure, which is quite challenging if you don't have the right way to facilitate this type of an infrastructure and this type of communication. So oil and gas companies which are heavy on VSAT, we find ourselves very successful there. So these are the three key verticals that drive almost 80% of our revenue today.
Interesting. Any final words that you would like to share? Is there any message that you want to put out there right now, apart from what you've already said?
Well, first of all, I want to thank you for giving me the opportunity again. I think it's great to be able to talk with Channel Middle East does. I think it's a good medium for us to leverage. Final thought is that Riverbed is an organization that is here to do three key things. The first thing is to enhance the productivity of the user. Our key interest is to help user become more productive by eliminating application performance challenges and network performance challenges. The second thing is to empower the IT professional. Our job through our diagnosis tools is to make sure that our IT professionals are actually focusing on their business and their work rather than wasting time trying to find out what's happening in their network. They need to buy technology that is reliable. They need to buy technology that is enabling them to do better at their business. So by empowering the IT professional using our diagnosis tools, will enable them to spend less time on challenges and more time on their mission critical and business required metrics. And last but not least is to make sure that business decision makers feel that with Riverbed they're making the right decision, which is based on they're getting the best technology and getting it for the best price. And the best price meaning that we're reducing their capex, and more importantly, we're reducing their opex. And I am sure that business decision makers, when they see how we're impacting user productivity, which is money back into their business, when we're empowering the IT professionals, which is also money back to their business, because no longer do they have to worry about just facing themselves on challenges. And when they start seeing that the solution itself from a cost perspective is eliminating their need to use budgets for unnecessary stuff and save money to invest in other things, that's going to be the key thing for us at Riverbed. So with these three things, we commit to our customers in terms of how we drive our technology to them.
Thank you very much for speaking to us, Taj. It's really a pleasure to speak to you.
Thank you very much. Thank you for the time.